Checking all the club, yeah, she must be the customer. That's not me, it's the current. Then, not the music customer. I'm meant to be sober.
Come intenzioni?
Oh, poi mi sono preso il disegno, non so la mia voce. Come non mi è madame?
Metà no, non so.
Ha avuto un po'.
Un gruppo.
No. Nemmeno lui è
Ho buttato questo qualcosa, volete suonare due lei a Dio?
Lei direi di essere interesse, e da non tempo lei mi dirà lui aveva quello non figo, vediamo. Lo prende che usciamo. Non vedo c'è niente. let's see your emotions or personality.
Emotions is not about that. So we are supposed to start emotional, personality, right? Yes. Personality, emotions,
That means emotional. Personality, we didn't just about personality only. Yes.
Yes, emotion.
Yeah. Okay, so we have we did emotions and then we are supposed to do personality, right? Or we did personality and we're supposed to do emotions. Alright, so we have the emotions and then after that we are going to talk about behaviorism theory. And we already did the theory. Then habit formation. After habit formation, we're done. We did theories of learning. Yeah, so there was behaviorism, and then there was, we also did the types of, we did different theories, different learning theories. So now we are going to do emotions, and then we are going to do intelligence, and basically I think that's it. Okay. So why did we say it is important to do for a teacher to know the personalities of students? Why is it important to know the personalities of students? Why is it important to know the personality of the student?
to know each student according to teaching, because as a student, it's easier for them to understand for your others. It takes long time for them to understand things.
Okay, so personality is going to help the teacher do that. Personality development. Can we finish in class? When we were learning, when you were in the two of us, did you talk about ego and super-ego? Yeah, so let's finish with personality development. So we did personality the first time. Now let us look at how does a person develop personality. This is our second part of personality. So when we are talking about personality, we talk about different aspects. But now, how do we get to have what we have? So there are different ways that psychology explains how a person acquires personality. But what we are going to talk about here is what Sigmund says a person acquires personality. So Sigmund is a Viennese physician. We have read about him when we were doing introduction to psychology. I don't know if you have that course. So this one is a psychologist, very famous. He has written a lot of things in psychology and education, but also psychology and counseling. So what he has done is that he placed a very great importance on the instinct and determinant of human behavior. Your instinct is what determines your behavior. And again, he proposed two instincts to say every person has got two instincts. One is known as eros as E-R-O-S. And the other instinct, according to him, he said it is Saturn. So a person has got two instincts. The instincts are the ones that determine the person's behavior. One of the instincts is eros, E-R-O-S. This one is the love and self-preservation. Love and self-preservation. The other one, Thanatos, it is the death instinct. So, what Sigmund is saying here is, in every human being, there are two things that make him behave the way they behave. This is known as instinct, according to him. So, as you are behaving, it's either you are loving or you are trying to do things that are going to preserve you, or you are doing things that are going to keep you away from death. So, there is the eros and the thanatos, which is the love and the self-preservation, but again, the death instinct and the ultimate cause of all human activity. So, as I am walking day in, day out, what is in my mind is I need to love myself. So, whatever I am going to do, I am going to do things that are showing love to myself. So, I am not going, if I'm not smoking, it is because I love myself. If I'm not drinking, if I'm not doing ABCDE, because these are the things that when I look at them, they are preserving me. So, apart from doing the things that are preserving me, I am also going to do things that are not going to take me to the ultimate thing of a human being, which is death. If death comes, let it come, but I shouldn't invite it quicker than it is supposed to come. So, these two instincts are what determines a person's behavior. So, whatever you see people doing, they are being driven by these two things. And Sigmund also looked at the psychic structure. When we are talking about psychic structure, we're talking about the mind of a person. What is the structure of the mind of a person's mind look like? So, according to him, he said that the energy that drives the psyche or the energy that drives the mind is known as or comes from libido. And it is a sexual drive or it is a sexual energy which he also grouped or it also falls in the groups of the instincts. And he described or defined the libido as the energy of all life instincts. So, remember I said the person has got two instincts, the eros and the thalamus, right? But apart from that, a person has got a psychic mind which has got a structure. And this psychic mind, it is driven by the sexual drive. So, this one, the sexual drive, that is part of the psychic structure of a man, it is the driving force of the personality. So, whatever people do in conjunction with the true instincts, they are being driven by the force of sexual libido. And whatever person is doing, they are doing it to satisfy or to gratify the libido. So, whether I am doing A, B, C, D, E, whatever I am doing at whatever point, while I am doing what I am doing, Sigmund says there is a driving force in my psychic structure which is called the sexual drive, which is making me do everything that I do. So, a human being, in as far as Sigmund is concerned, they are driven by this sexual energy. Whatever they do, they are trying to satisfy the sexual drive within them. So, when he analyzed the mind, he said that the mind is made of three parts. There is the id, ego, and superego. Id as in ID. The psychoanalysis theory of personality that was made by between the two of you, I'm going to bring a mark. Who is it? Yes, get a marker and the rest. So, Sigmund says the mind of a person has got this structure. So it is made up of id, ego, and superego. This is what is known as psychoanalysis theory of personality. Psychoanalysis theory of personality. As they grow, they eventually have that. But when a person is being born, day one, they don't have super ego, they don't have ego, all they have is id. So every child has got id. So he started to describe id is inborn, one. The main function of the id is to discharge psychic energy. What did we agree is the psychic energy of a person? What is the energy that the psychic operates from? The sexual energy, right? I have just been explaining over and over again. I said in the brain of a person, the psychic of a person is driven by libido, right? So I am saying, when a child is being born, they have ego. They don't have ego, they don't have super ego. But this one is what every child, when they are coming into this world, they have got this. So, he was trying to describe what id is like. So one, id is evil. Two, id seeks to discharge psychic energy. So whatever id does, it wants to discharge psychic energy. So what is the psychic energy we are talking about? The sexual energy, right? Alright. And the other characteristic about id is that it operates on an animal level. It operates on an animal level. But again, it does not differentiate between good and bad. I will explain. It operates on pleasure principle. It does not differentiate between good and bad. It operates on an animal level. It seeks to discharge psychic energy, but it is also inborn. So we are saying every child, when it is coming into this world, it does not have all of the three. It only has one. So when we are saying it seeks to discharge psychic energy, it is that there is energy that is there in the psychic of the child. And whatever the child wants, it has to get it. What does it mean? It operates on animal level. What I want is what I get, no matter what. When a child is hungry, you are in town, you have a child on your back. It will start crying until it eats. Nothing is going to stop it. When the child wants anything, it is going to do whatever it can until that is satisfied. But again, a child does not differentiate what is good or bad. That's the key part of a child. They can do whatever they want. Because they want it, it has to happen there and then. So what is happening does not differentiate between good and bad. It operates on pleasure principle. If I want to eat, I have to eat now. I have to make myself happy. No one is telling me no. If I want to play with anything in the house, let me do what I want to do. So, it is somehow, it is called selfish. Because it doesn't take no for an answer. You agree with me that it is very hard for a parent to tell a child to stop doing anything. Because it wants what it wants. Right there and how it wants it. So, very selfish. It doesn't take no for an answer. So here is a child who has been born and they have got that part within them. So, in as far as treatment is concerned, every little baby is selfish. Every little baby acts on an animal can't walk, they can't talk, they can't do a lot for us to know the animal in the baby. But if we were given a child, a little child, and they have got legs, they can speak and everything else, I think we would be able to see more coming out of the children than what we do. But because they are incapacitated, then therefore the only crying is what shows them to say, I want this and I want it now. When you do that, what they are crying for, they will keep quiet. Alright, so Sigmund says that the ego has got its own characteristics as well. One characteristic is that it is subjective reality of the mind. It is the subjective reality of the mind. One. The second one, it distinguishes between subjective reality and things in the external environment. I will explain that. Between the subjective environment, the subjective reality and the environment, it operates on the principle of reality. Can you already pick the differences between the two? It is also called executive of personality. Ego obeys the reality principle and operates by means of secondary processes. So, what is happening here? There is now a child that was born selfish, but is now growing up in a community. This community has got expectations and realities. So, as the child is growing up, and this child says, I'm hungry and I want food now. But the reality is, we are in town. There's no way we can cook anywhere here. You just have to wait. So, the child, as he is growing up, is going to come to a point where now the crying is going to stop because they will know that no matter how much I'm going to cry, I'm not going to get the car. What is happening? The reality principle is setting in. So now they start to balance. And each within a person will tell you, I think personally, I'm going to get a gun and shoot him. That's how it thinks. Only for I'm going to eliminate him altogether. It is selfish, it wants to discharge the psychic energy, it wants a thing right there and then. It doesn't matter what other people say. But at the same time, it operates on the pressure principle. When I shoot him and kill him, I'm going to be having causes, no longer going to be on my path. So as this baby is growing up, they will come to a point where it is going to say, okay, what the answer is, if I kill him, what will happen? Principle of reality of setting, you're going to go to jail and spend all your life in jail. So what is happening? Okay, I am not going to kill him, but I will stop talking to him. What is happening? Operating the principle of reality, executive personality. Now you are deciding what to do. Instead of doing what you would have loved to do, but because others will say something, or the community is going to react, and therefore you choose to do something else different to make sure that it satisfies you, but also the community at large. So, operating the principle of reality, obeys reality principle, but also subjective reality and the environment. It is able to distinguish subjective reality, shoot him out. But what what does the people around you in the environment say? You shoot someone, you kill someone, you spend your life in jail. And therefore, if I don't want to spend my life in jail, what do I do? Okay, fine. I'm going to ghost him. What is happening? You are now developing a personality, right? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So, what ego does is, ego is going to stand in the place of, say, ego and the environment. So, what does Eve say? Eve says kill. What does the environment say? Environment says no. So, what do? You find a solution. So, the one that strikes a balance between what Eve does and what the environment wants, it is the ego. So, how strong you are in making decisions or accepting the id and the environment, that balance is what is going to define you as a person. So if you are a weak person, you are going to be more id. If you are that kind of a person that says, I don't care what people say, I don't care what, I do what I want and blah, 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 what is happening? There is that balance between id and the environment. So you've got more of the id part coming out of you. There are other people that will do things to you, but they will pretend or they will behave as if nothing has happened. They don't care. They really don't care what is happening. There was that balance that was stricken. So this is what the ego does. Now, when it comes to the super ego now, can you see that a person who has managed to balance between the id and the environment is going to come up with a good personality here? We are talking about development of personality, right? If you are able to balance the two, then your personality is sharp. You are a person who is going to reason. You're considering yourself, but also you're considering the environment. Because if you start considering the environment more than yourself, then balancing is in the end. But you need to balance between yourself, what you want, and what the environment wants. And be at a place where both of you are components. So, the ego is also known as the organized portion of the id. It is the organized portion of the id. The superego, which is the last concept. Now you are growing up and you come of age where we can associate you with different things. So what is happening? This one, it is the state concept. It is the agency which internalizes the parental influence and ideals of society. Ideals of the society. This is the I. Through early childhood experiences,
forgot my favorite.
Okay? So, superego internalizes parental influence and ideals of society through early childhood experience. It represents the ideal rather than will and strives for perfection. It works in accordance with the moral standards authorized by society agents. What are we talking about? So, here is a person who has got id, ego, and superego. So, for you to know that this is the superego, how you can differentiate between the two? It is now a place where I'll give an example of a child who has born in a family. They have got a very balanced ego and id. It is okay. But they have grown up in a place where boys have been given that glory to say boys do not do this, boys do not do, boys cannot wash plates, boys cannot cook, boys cannot mop the house, boys are supposed, the sisters are supposed to bring over water for the boys to wash their hands, eat, and then come back and move their plates. So boys have been praised. So here is this child who is growing up in that kind of life. What is happening? Everything else here is okay. They are able to balance between the two. But this is something that has been stuck in this person for as long as, say, 27 years, 30 years. They're going out to get married. Do you expect this person to go wash his plates in his house? No. Why? Because it was internalized by parents. And it is ideal for a man not to wash plates. It is ideal for a man not to cook. Why? This is something that is embedded in him. You can't take it out because they believe. And for them to cook, it is not the ideal. It is wrong. And it represents the ideal rather than the real and strives for perfection. So it doesn't matter, I'm no longer in my parents' house. But as long as it's me, this is how I have been taught. I cannot cook. So the wife leaves in the morning, comes back around 7 p.m. The guy is there on the sofa waiting for her to come and cook. What is happening? Super ego. I can't cook, I am a man. That's super ego now. Here is someone who is the fool in his area, but then he goes to a different place. They are given the first place in the forefront and all different from everybody. The chair is different from everybody else. So this guy moves from this area and goes to another place. So here is the function. This guy is going to go sit in front. Why? If you're in that fool. Yes, you're in that fool, but are you fool? No. You're supposed to go sit somewhere, but no. Me, because I am this, I'm supposed to sit in front, I'm supposed to be respected and all that. What is it? It is ideal, but it is not the real thing. And at the same time, they seek for perfection. You need things that are supposed to be done like this. You can't move them. That's super ego. So most of the times you find people in wherever we are, you see such kind of traits whereby when you look at them, you actually know that no matter what I can do, I am not going to change this person. It is something that is embedded, it is engrossed in their hearts to say, this is how we do it. East or west, but this is how we do it. If I can, I know I am going to, anyway, let me not give that kind of an example. So, it works in accordance with the moral standards authorized by society. What are some of the things that the people that know that they can't change no matter what? Standards that have been authenticated by the society agents. I don't know what they know. Maybe some of them, because they're still young, you may not know them. But if you get married to, you are a lady, you get married to a Tunguka, and you are supposed to do everything, go can function the way that so everybody else sits around and watches you because you're supposed to be busy and do. That's the ideal situation, but is it no? No. But now, super ego, that's what super ego is. This is how we do it. This is, you are not going to tell me anything, but this is how we do it. So this is super ego. So you can see the difference between the three things. The super ego, and it. So we are saying, psychoanalysis theory of personality. Sigmund says, through it all, that's how a person develops personality. So if you have been at a place where you are not able to balance between ego and super ego, you are going to come up with a personality. If you are able to balance, you will also be able to come up with a personality. But at the same time, how much your parents have influenced you, it is also going to give you a personality. How much the environment, the society agents have placed upon you, that is also going to give you a personality. So we are talking about personality development through psychoanalysis theories. So this is how Sigmund defines to say a person gets personality. What is happening? These kids they get what they want. It's present. The parents are running to provide. I want this, everything is there. What is happening? By the end of the day, they are that time that even when they grow up, what they want is they're supposed to get it. And now are they getting it? So, what is that? It is the personality. That's the personality of the person. This one is a strong person. No matter what you do to her, what is happening? They were able to balance the two. They have developed the personality. So, Sigmund, that's how he explains how personality is acquired. Dynamics of personality. Let us look at the dynamics of personality. So, there are three parts of the psychic structure. Three parts of the psychic structure, which we have talked about: the ego, superego, and the id. But again, when you're looking at that, you discover that constantly a person is constantly fighting. There's something that you want, but you can't get it because the society says it is. So there is that constant interaction or continuous interaction between the id impulses seeking to release the inhibition of the superego. But at the same time, there is also, superego will always want to come out. Id will always also want to come out. This is how we do it. I'm going to do it the way I know it. So this one wants to come out. Id also says I want to do it now. So what is happening within a person is a constant fight. So the ego, that is the one that is in between, is fighting, is suppressing superego from coming out. It is also suppressing id from coming out. So there is that fight continuously. So sometimes when ego finds it too much to contain what is coming from superego and id, this one is going to find a way of escaping. Just as good as when someone has been injured and the pain is too much, the body escapes the pain by making the person become unconscious. Ugomoga does not necessarily always mean but sometimes it is a way of the body escaping from the pain that the body is experiencing. So the person goes unconscious, and when they do that, they don't feel the pain. When they come out, the pain has gone down a bit. So the same thing. Ego is wants to come out, but the person is trying to suppress to say, yes, my mom said I should be doing things like ABCD, but I can't because the environment is going to say this and that. So ego is busy trying to balance everything, the three areas together. So when it's too much, ego escapes. How does ego escape? Ego has got a way how it escapes from such kind of fight. Sometimes a person may go into depression. Sometimes a person escapes. There are several ways. Unfortunately, we are not going to go into the ways how ego takes care of such kind of things. But it finds a way of taking care of it. Sometimes you can simply push it aside as if it does not exist. Yet it is there, it is bothering you. So my point is, there is a constant quest between ego and superego, and ego is supposed to take care of the three and make sure that the person functions accordingly. Alright, so that was the psychoanalysis theory of personality. And then there is also, by the same Sigmund, he calls it psychosexual development. Remember, we said the psychic mind is driven by sexual libido, right? So we wanted to look at what is this psychosexual development that Sigmund talks about. So, he has divided the developmental process of a person in stages. There is one which is known as the oral stage. The oral stage is from birth to 18 months. That's oral stage. Then there is what he calls the anal stage. The anal stage is from 18 to 3 years. Anal, A-N-A-L. Then there is the phallic stage. This phallic stage is from 3 to 6 years. And the last step, 6 to puberty. And then there is genital stage. This one is from puberty to adulthood. So he divided the psychosexual developmental stages like that. So there is the anal stage, the oral stage, the phallic, the latent, and the genital stage. So within each and every developmental stage, there are things that Sigmund described because he wants to make sure that he justifies the idea to say every person is driven by sexual energy. So because for Sigmund, he believed that each and every person, whatever we do, it is because we have got a sexual drive that is within us. So what we do, it is that we are simply trying to release that sexual drive that is within us. So even babies have got that. And babies have got a way to discharge the sexual energy that they are experiencing within. So when he's talking about the oral stage, he says that babies whose needs are not met from birth or whose needs are not met when they are babies, they may become nail biters or smokers or develop what is known as biting critical personality. So, when a child's needs, the sexual needs are not met when the child is still young, this child, they will suck the gum, they will bite the nails, or they are going to have critical personalities. Why? because their sexual needs have not been met. So my question is, how can you meet the sexual needs of a 0 to 18 man? He says that the sexual pleasure within this range of children is met when they are suckling from their mother. So he also says that is why you see that a child, whatever they take, they want to put it in the mouth, because as they are doing that, that's part of the satisfaction that is happening. So a child who hasn't been given a chance to suckle from their mothers, they are going to experience, or they are going to show signs to say something did not happen during their oral stage. Why? These guys, they satisfy their sexual desires using their mouth. Everything that comes into their hand, it goes into the mouth, and therefore a sexual urge has been satisfied.
Okay. But you know you have to report it. Okay.
No one is coming up. Alright, so when you move from the anal stage, then comes from the oral stage comes the anal stage. This one is now when the child becomes sexually satisfied when they are sitting on the toilet, when they are releasing their bowels. Sigmund says they are having their sexual fulfillment. So, 18 to 3 years, a toddler has to stick to the toddler has to be encouraged to sit on the toilet to make sure that the sexual pleasure has to be met, or it has to be released. So, when the chief source of pleasure is the idea of moving bowels into the toilet. That is Sigmund, it's not me. The third one is the fight, now 3 to 6 years. This one, it is now what is also known as the early childhood. And what happens during this stage is that the boys are going to develop a sexual attachment to the mother, and the girls develop sexual attachment to the father. And as the boy child is getting attached to the mother, he develops aggressive behavior towards them. You just write boy and mother and girl and father. So when the boy is getting sexual attachment to the mother, he develops aggressive behavior or emotions towards the mother. The same. The girl child, when she is sexually attached to the father, she develops aggression towards the mother. That is the stage, 3 to 6 years. So you will find that the mother is closer to the boy, and the girl child is also closer to the mother. And these two, they become rivals. But as they grow past the stage of falling and become the latest stage, whereby now